Hi, this is Trey Passer. Welcome to my review of Sherlock Holmes and the Voice of Terror. Again, this is another Sherlock Holmes tale that was, filmed during World War II. So, of course, most of those stories were uh, related to the war and stuff, and they made good, besides just good propaganda uh, stories, they were just good stories in general. Again, Basil Rathbone is my favorite Sherlock Holmes, and Nigel Bruce is the bumbling Dr. John Watson. And in this story, basically you have a Nazi saboteur who goes on the radio, and he's basically called the voice of terror because he's always predicting, saying that basically the Allies are done, and that basically telling them that that we're going to destroy this depot or this airplane hangar or whatever, or this train station or whatever. He basically predicts, and he's basically actually carrying these things out. And of course, Homeland, the Homeland Security and Council is, they're stupefied about how this German, saboteur is, figuring this stuff out. How this Nazi saboteur is figuring these things out. How, and how who that person is and how can they stop them. Frankly, they're stumped after a series of incidents. And then one of them decides to bring in Sherlock Holmes to the case and see if he can, the great detective, and see if he can solve this case and and help, of course, with the war effort and stop these Nazis from blowing up various military installations and trains depots and stuff and factories that of course the Allies need in London. And of course the council at first doesn't really want him involved. They think he's just a regular detective and stuff. But Sherlock Holmes is up to the challenge, and he dives in head first. Uh, and this is a really good story because, like I said, it's involved Nazis, like most of these stories do, but you actually have actual Nazis in there that they're trying to stop. So you have obviously a bad guy that that has to be stopped and stuff. And Sherlock Holmes is a mystery about about how they're doing this and how the Germans are doing this and how they're getting advanced knowledge of these places and to bomb them and stuff, and being able to basically go on the radio, and basically they're terrorizing all of London by doing this. So he has to figure out how this is being done. And of course he along the way he gets help, particularly from Evelyn Ankers. If you know who Evelyn Ankers is, she was in The Wolfman. She was the girl, of course, that Lawrence Talbot fell in love with. And in this movie, she plays a character named Kitty, okay, whose boyfriend in the story is kind of knows Holmes, and without spoiling that relationship, she aids Holmes and Watson in trying to track down the Germans that are doing this. And it's a really suspenseful story. It's like a cat and mouse game of them trying to find out exactly who on the inside is doing this, and how are they getting the information, and how they're able to get ahead with this. And Holmes again, Basil Rathbone is really good as the confident and cocksure Sherlock Holmes, who figures this stuff out. And of course, Nigel Bruce, who provides a lot of the comic relief in this. But in this movie, I think you have a lot of good supporting actors in this. Okay, like you have the people of the council, and so I thought a lot of those actors who played the council members who were doubting Holmes and stuff and didn't really want him on them, except for the guy that brought him in. I thought they were pretty good pretty good as well. You could actually feel their terror and trying to figure it out, and their being at their wits' end, trying to figure out exactly how to do this and how to stop this guy from doing this, or else the war, you know, or else, like I said, England will fall. So that they had this certain desperation with them trying to figure this out. And of course, Holmes is usually cocksure self and figuring things out. And it's really good work. Like I said, I think you have real good supporting actors in this. And Evelyn Ankers, I thought as Kitty, she is really good in this as well. Okay, she plays a particular character, and without spoiling, I don't want to spoil the connection between her and Holmes, but you see, rather you watch it and see how it plays out. But she's really good in this as well. And again, like I said, the other actors, this is a movie that has really good, strong supporting actors, which helps with the story. So when you have good people that that Basil Rathbone and Nigel Bruce can play off, I think this cast is particularly strong in this movie. So I'm going to give Sherlock Holmes and the Voice of Terror, I'm going to give it a 7.8. I thought this was one of the better Sherlock Holmes movies and stuff. It had a certain level of suspense in this, and anxiousness to to see exactly how this is being done, and how Holmes figures it out. And I think it plays very well. So again, 7.8 for me. Anyway, let me know what you think of Sherlock Holmes and the Voice of Terror. You seen it? What do you think of it? Feel free to leave comments down below. And if you like this video, please hit the subscribe button down below and give me a like. And I also have links to my social media in the description box, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I also have a link to my other channel called Views and Opinions. Please check that out as well. And this is Trey Pastor saying so long and take care.